Usako comes out of the bullpen for the Saints here in the 8th inning.
South Korea native. You see his overall numbers this year split between AAA St. Paul and the Toledo Mud Hens in the Tigers organization. Good strikeout numbers, low walk rate. Lot to like out of this guy who went up earlier this season, made his major league debut with the Twins.
0-1 pitch inside. Did we ever track down the shakeup of the lineup, by the way, in 2017?
Nowhere to be found. I cannot.
I think the best thing to do is check out Wandy Peralta. This one grounded up the middle. Shortstop Ross, second base side, throws to first. Find out when he threw against Montgomery that year. See if we can track that down. We'll get to the bottom of this before this is over.
You know,
I'm not, look, first of all, I'm not doubting Pat Kelly.
Look, I've found all coaches, they're great storytellers. There's a kernel of truth in everything, but the little details are not always.
But I'm the same way, though, too. Like, first, my memory is horrible, but I'll remember things a certain way, and then I'll go back and I'm like, boy, I couldn't have been more wrong about that. It's just the way it is, you know. Well, here's the funny thing. Peralta in 17, as this one line foul, only pitched for the Reds.
And, you know, the other part, because who was the Jesse Winker, who was another crux in this story. I can't find him being in AA that year. He was with Louisville.
So maybe
that
20.
season.
So let's look at 2016 then. So again, could have been off a year, which again I totally get, because he was in Pensacola that year. Was Winker, or was Peralta? Two-strike pitch, fouled off. Except it doesn't look like he pitched against Montgomery that year.
Let's not let facts get in the way of a good story.
This is our own fault. We decided to fact check this, and now we've turned a great story into, like, did it really happen? Swing and a miss. Down on strikes he goes. That is number 15 for the Saints tonight. And there are two down for Austin Hendrick.
Well, Usako, the curveball is his main go-to pitch, along with a four-seamer, splitter, and a slider. This is that kind of straight up and down 12-6 curveball. It's Juan Brito to chase out of the zone when he was trying to protect with 2 strikes.
First pitch swinging, bouncy ball foul.
I mean, talk about how excited you are for the Saints pitching staff. How, you know, Sean, you said this is just kind of what you're expecting the rest of the year. A lot of veteran guys did not pan out the way that the Padres initially intended. They signed him to a major league deal expecting him to be a high leverage guy. He walked too many guys, had to kind of bounce around with the Tigers a little bit, and never got a shot in the big leagues after signing several years ago out of Korea. So a credit to him for sticking to it. They appealed down to the third base umpire, Felix Neon, and he says that Patelli went. But when you're from South Korea, you're over here, you've always got that nice fallback option of the KBO's pretty good baseball. You can always go back and dominate there, which he did. He was a closer over in the KBO. So for him to kind of go through what he's gone through and get to the major leagues this year, pretty cool story, because I think a lot of guys with less mental fortitude would just say, you know, I'm going to go back home because I had fun pitching the KBO. I can be close to the family, friends, everything.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Saints can tie a single, their record for this year for most strikeouts, and they will do that with the punch out here. 16 strikeouts, ties the season high. It's a 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Saints up 9-4. You're tuned into Saints Baseball. Saints Broadcast Network presented by Northland Ford Dealers. Saints, a couple things still left to be decided. Can they break the franchise record for most strikeouts in a 9-inning game? They've struck out 16 tonight. The franchise record is 17, done back in 2022. And Edwin Arroyo will lead it off here. 16 strikeouts, ties a season high. And the first pitch fouled at the plate. It's 0-1. The other thing needed to be decided is, you would assume, is a foregone conclusion. In the aggregate, the Saints are up 17 runs on the bats. Talked about it. These two teams, a friendly agreement, wager, bet, however you want to look at it. Each played a backyard baseball themed game in their ballparks. In the aggregate score, whoever scored the most runs would get to choose the promotion the other team had to do next year. Saints won in Louisville 12-0. They're up here 9-4. You do the math, that's 21-4. So regardless if they win this game or not, if they hold on to a 17-run lead, they will get to choose, as this one was well upstairs.
The call is overturned. Louisville has 2 challenges remaining.
Turns into a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nate Diedrich trying to help the Saints get to that franchise record of strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Grounded to second, 2 ops. 1 down. That'll bring up P.J. Higgins.
Twins lost tonight in Milwaukee, evening up that series. 3-3 game till the Brewers broke the deadlock in the 8th. Andrew Vaughn had the go-ahead RBI single. Jeff Hoffman took the loss for the Twins.
World Series deja vu all over again. No, I'm just kidding. We've already talked about it. Thought that was a great move by the Twins. He's going to be important for them down the stretch. This one grounded foul up along third.
Man, time flies. Already 3 appearances with the Twins for Jeff Hoffman. It's hard to believe.
And of course, the Twins get Jacob Mizrowski tomorrow. 0-2 to Higgins. Little tapper up along third and foul. Well, how do you look at this if you are Pat Kelly? You drew the lineup out of a hat tonight. You got 4 runs. I mean, that is a lot against the Saints, whom have a what 2.77 ERA against the bats. So you've raised that ERA against you, but you've also struck out 16 times. I'm sure he's going to look at it as, again, unless something big happens, it's going to be a loss here tonight.
Saints going for that franchise record in strikeouts, as you mentioned, in a 9-inning game. P.J. Higgins trying to avoid a golden sombrero here.
No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Higgins. High and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's a guy going for a strikeout pitch right there. I'm not sure if Usa Go knows the record on the line right there, but he's going for the punch out there with the elevated fastball.
I'm going to bet he has no clue. This one fouled back.
He probably is thinking, though, man, a lot of guys have been punching dudes out tonight. I want to do some of that.
Saints win tonight. They will tie the longest home winning streak in franchise history. It would be 7 in a row. 1-2 pitch. Checked up. They'll look at first, no swing, 2-2. Saints won the final 2 games against Columbus in their last homestand. This would make it 5 straight on this homestand. That's a total of 7. The 2-2. Downstairs 3-2. They've won 7 straight 2 other times. May 25th to June 12th. 1 against Indianapolis, 6 against Rochester, and then June 11th to July 3rd of 2023. 1 against Iowa, 6 against Gwinnett. This will be out number 2. So the Saints are 1 out away from accomplishing that. They have struck out at least 1 in every inning with the exception of here in the 9th. And if they don't do that, that single game franchise record strikeouts will elude them one more time. Here's Michael Tolio, 1 out of 3. First pitch on the way. Over for a strike, 0-1. Struck out 17 Iowa Cubs in June of 2022 in this ballpark. The 0-1. The overall record is 19, but that came in extra innings. The 9-inning record is 17. But it's the second time this year they've punched out 16. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Tolia. Big power hitter, 21 homers. Goes 1-1. Low 2 balls and a strike. Last time go through 2 innings, you got to go back to June 25th. Did that against Worcester. This one grounded to first, should do it. Sabato has it, and the St. Paul Saints have taken the first 5 games of this series. They have tied a franchise record with 7 consecutive home wins, and perhaps more importantly,
they pick up win number 16 to go along with just 5 losses since the 4 days off. They stay in the playoff hunt, still a game back in the second half in the International League. And how about a chance to go for a 6-game sweep? Not easy to do. They've won